This is Shelley Craft coming to you live on SNNLive. We're at the Sprott Natural Resource Symposium 2016 in Vancouver, BC. I have with me Glen Parsons from Mariana Resources Ltd. It's a publicly traded company. I'm going to give you two symbols, MRA on the TSX Venture and MARL on the AIM. Welcome to SNNLive.
Shelley, thanks for having me.
It's good to have you. Let's start out with an overview of the company, and then we'll go from there.
Sure. Mariana is a diversified gold explorer, gold, silver, and copper. Some projects moving to development, specifically in Turkey. We have a fantastic hot martin project there, which has been delivering over the last year and a half since discovery. And then we go back to our roots on some of the rest of the portfolio, which is really the South American side. And there we have an advanced exploration project in Argentina, southern Argentina, Santa Cruz province.
Give me an idea of the size of the resources.
Well, we actually put out an upgraded resource yesterday, in fact, and from a global perspective, if you combine the indicated and the inferred, we're sitting at around 3.9 million ounces of gold equivalent. 3.4 of those are sitting in the indicated category, with some extremely high-grade zones in excess of an ounce per ton. And then we got a new southern discovery zone, which runs at about 350,000 ounces now, which is, as I say, growing in resource size as we speak. I mean, we do have 2 rigs operating there at the moment.
How is the market over the last couple of years? And even though the market is up now, is there a big sense of difference, or is it just sounds like you've made a lot of progress when other companies haven't?
Yeah, I mean, we took a stance. You know, our strategy has always been one of active exploration. I mean, we generate projects, but we're an active explorer as well. So we're a bit of a hybrid. And the key thing for us has been, you know, whenever we've taken money, in terms of raised money, we've usually had a good purpose with it, and we've actually said we're going to do drilling. And we try and move projects to say, you know, is it going to become economically viable or not? Does the project have a chance? And so we're not shy of moving away from a project if it's not delivering, and moving on to the next one, and that's the key for us. And in that way, we've actually been able to maintain a really steady news flow, as well as actually deliver on some of the projects have certainly delivered, as we've seen with Turkey. Hot martin. Sorry.
Explain.
So the hot martin project has been our specific one. We actually took over a company, Aegean Metals Group, in January last year. It had the hot martin asset in it, and that was a joint venture with a Turkish partner, Lydia. They're a 70% joint venture partner. They actually started drilling, and in February last year we had the discovery holes 4 and 5, where we had these significant grades of high-grade gold and copper. And after that, it's just been continually delivering. And now we have this upgraded resource yesterday.
What's your background?
My background is actually corporate finance, investment banking. I actually got involved with Mariana in 2006 on the advisory side. I listed them. And then in 2009, I joined them after their discovery in Argentina. And from there, really, you know, raised a lot of money for Mariana, and I took over as CEO the last 3 years now.
Turkey is in the news almost every day. Not such good news. Tell me, how does that affect you?
A very good question, and certainly everybody wants to know. You know, and from our perspective, on the ground, operationally, even corporately in Turkey as a whole, nothing's changed. Business as usual, and money has been made. And on our project, we're actually drilling at the moment. We haven't stopped drilling. The rigs have been carrying on the whole time that we've had. Obviously, from a higher level, geopolitically, yes, there has been these disturbances, and they're not good for any country, you know. And I think what we are going to see is we're seeing the clean out that's happening. I mean, and which is probably understandable. I think, you know, time will just let this. You know, this will have to settle, and it'll have to reposition itself. There's no doubt. But ultimately, for us, the project's just carrying on. I mean, this project is a high-grade gold copper thing that is going to become a mine, and Turkey's going to want this to be a mine. It is a high-revenue item. It's going to come down the line. So we don't foresee problems going forward, specifically in Turkey. And if I talk about Argentina, if we're talking on our projects, you know, that's come out of the doldrums in terms of the old Cristina regime. Macri coming in with, you know, with some new policy, really business-orientated policy, investor-friendly policy going forward for Argentina, that we've seen the sentiment rise quite nicely in Argentina. And we see our portfolio portfolio down there. We have a substantial portfolio down there, giving the ability to really come back into its own, which used to be a driver of Mariana.
Let's get into a little bit. I want to go back to management. Give us a rundown on all of the guys that sit around you. Most of them are out in the field, I'm sure, but once in a while you do sit together.
No, we do. We try and sit together, but we are geographically diverse in our portfolio, so it is quite difficult, but we run a tight ship here. It's myself as CEO, then we've got our COO, who's also an executive director, Eric Roth, and he was actually the CEO of Aegean, the company we took over, with which had the Hot Martin asset. And then our CFO sitting in Australia, Sharon Cooper. And then on the rest of the board, we have John Horsburgh, who was a founder of Mariana 2006. And slowly we've diversified the business. And then we've got John Goodwin from from his perspective, he's more an independent, coming from a merchant banking background. And then we did a large placement in May, where Sandstorm Gold came on as a major shareholder. And with that, we've brought on Ron Ho from Sandstorm as a non-exec director as well, so adding confidence to us in terms of the investment side as well as going forward. And then even more specific to that is we've actually got Mustafa Aksoy, who's a Turkish, he's actually our Lydia partner in Turkey. We've brought him on as a non-exec director. So we're actually trying to strengthen our ties with our investors or our suppliers or So for us, we think we've got a pretty tight business with strong relationships, and I think it is about that, strong relationships going forward.
For more information, let's get your website out there for our investor audience.
Sure. So we are at MarianaResources.com, and most of the information is pretty up to date.
Ladies and gentlemen, Glen Parsons, Mariana Resources Ltd, publicly traded company, two symbols, MRA on the TSX Venture, MARL on the AIM. I'm Shelley Kraft. This is SNNLive, and we're coming to you live from the Sprott Natural Resource Symposium 2016 here in Vancouver. Glen, I want to thank you for coming on.
Shelley, always a pleasure. Thank you.
Good to have you.